Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to another important Finance 360 series session in which we are going to cover the important RBI notifications in the today's session. So my dear friends, we all know that the Finance 360 series session are really very important for you right now because it is very important for us that we should cover the RBI notifications in a very detailed manner and a comprehensive manner for the upcoming RBI Grade B Officer exam phase 2 point of view. We believe that your sessions and your examinations has really went well for the phase 1 examination when it comes to the RBI Grade B Officer phase 1 exam, and this is really a very good time for all of you to ensure that yes, we are able to cover these RBI notifications in a comprehensive manner. And now we are continuing this series, and let me give you a disclaimer here before starting with the session that I'm only taking these sessions for some time only because due to some other professional commitments, Kritika ma'am is unable to take these sessions, and that's why in the meantime, in order to continue the series, I am taking these sessions for all of you, right? So it's nothing like that. Kritika ma'am will be back very soon for the sessions, right? But till that time, you all are requested to be with me. So good morning, Deepak and all other people who have joined us live today in this session. So guys, today we are going to cover some 3 important RBI notifications in the today's session. You can see here that Harbinger famous 7th amendment and then borrowing and lending update in 2025. So what exactly these are, we will be covering that in a detailed manner. But before that, I just want one confirmation from all of you. If you can give me a thumbs up in the chat box if I am audible and visible to all of you so that we can start with the today's session. So my dear friends, today we are having a very important topics that we are required to cover from the month of October 2025. We have picked these topics, the 3 important RBI notifications. One is the foreign exchange management, foreign currency accounts by a person resident in India, the foreign exchange management, borrowing and lending amendments, and 4th global hackathon, that is Harbinger 2025. So once again, these are the 3 important notifications. This is the agenda of the today's session. And now let's begin the session with the very first notification here. And the first notification is on the foreign exchange management, foreign currency accounts by a person resident in India, 7th Amendment Regulations 2025. So my dear friends, when you see this particular notification headline, you can see that so many keywords are hidden here, which we are really required to understand in order to understand this RBI notification in a detailed manner, right? And the first thing is the foreign exchange management regulations. So what exactly this FEMA regulations is all about? So let me tell you that these are those regulations, or I would say this is a kind of rule book, which basically comprises of all the rules that we must follow in order to manage the foreign exchange in our country. Now, what is this foreign exchange? The foreign exchange basically includes the currencies other than the Indian currencies. That is, we are talking here about the foreign currencies. It can be dollar, it can be yen, it can be pounds, it can be euros, right? So these are the different foreign currencies, and for the management of that, we are having the Foreign Exchange Management Act. Like how exactly they are required to be held, invested, paid, all these things are being taken care under the Foreign Exchange Management Act, right? Now comes the next part, that is the foreign currency accounts. So what exactly these foreign currency accounts are? Foreign currency accounts are those accounts which allows you to held in a bank account these currencies other than the Indian currencies. That means जब आप एक account के अंदर foreign currencies को रख सकते हैं, so जो बैंक अकाउंट आपको अलाउ करता है फॉरेन करेंसीज को उस अकाउंट में रखने के लिए, right? So that account is called foreign currency account. So that is a very important part that we need to understand here. ठीक है? So I hope ये 2 चीजें आपको क्लियर हैं. Foreign Exchange Management Act and foreign currency accounts. तो foreign currency accounts किसके पास है ये? It is of the person resident in India. The people who are living in India, उनका ये foreign currency account होगा. Now, what exactly this particular amendment which has been done in this regulation? That now what we'll be discussing here. So, Reserve Bank of India has issued amendments to the Foreign Exchange Management Foreign Currency Accounts by a person resident in India Regulation 2015 to the 7th Amendment Regulation 2025. तो 2015 में इस regulation को launch किया गया था, and in 2025 they have done the 7th amendment to these regulations. And these amended regulations are known as Foreign Exchange Management Foreign Currency Account by a person resident in India, 7th Amendment Regulations 2025. So this is the name of the new amended regulation that will be called, right? Now comes a very important point, guys, that let me give you a small background here, that in the month of January 2025, RBI permitted Indian exporters to open the foreign currency accounts with a bank outside India for realization of export proceeds. So basically what RBI did is RBI allowed these Indian exporters that you can now have a foreign currency account with a bank which is placed outside India. This is India. तो इंडिया के बाहर अगर कोई एक बैंक है दोस्तों, राइट, सो बेसिकली उस बैंक के अंदर आप अपना फॉरेन करेंसी अकाउंट ओपन कर सकते हैं. ये अलाउ किया आरबीआई ने जनवरी 2025 के अंदर. एंड व्हाई एग्जैक्टली इट वाज बीइंग डन? फॉर द रियलाइजेशन ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट प्रोसीड्स. व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इट मींस? फॉर एग्जांपल गाइस, आई एम एन एक्सपोर्टर, राइट, एंड आई एम हैविंग दिस पेन टू एक्सपोर्ट. So what will happen is, let's take an example that I have a US client. So when I will be exporting this this pen to the US client, what it will be giving to me? The money in return, right? So that payment that this US client will be giving me for this pen, I can have that payment in this foreign currency account. I hope this makes sense to all of you and you are able to connect with this, that when I am selling this pen as an exporter, when I am exporting this pen to a US client, that US client will be giving me some money, right? And I can receive that money in this foreign currency account. So that's why Indian exporters were being allowed by the RBI for the realization of the export proceeds from these foreign currency accounts. I hope till now these things are very much clear to all of you, right? Now let's move ahead, that what exactly are the three important changes that RBI has brought up in this amendment. ये जो 7th amendment की गई है, यहाँ पर वो 3 major changes क्या हैं? So guys, the first change is the definition of IFSC has been introduced. That means International Financial Services Center की definition पहले इस regulation का part नहीं थी, but now IFSC has been recognized by this particular definition, and that's why they have added a particular definition of IFSC in this particular regulation. So you can see here a new clause has been inserted defining the term International Financial Services Center. And why this has been done? Because they want to integrate IFSCs into the FEMA framework. So guys, let me tell you that earlier in the FEMA framework, IFSC को कोई recognition नहीं मिला था, उसको integrate भी नहीं किया गया था. But now we have integrated this. Now how exactly it is going to work? That is the part of the second amendment that has been done by RBI in this regulation. Now what exactly this second amendment is? You can see here on the screen that a new explanation has been added clarifying that the foreign currency account permitted to be opened outside India or abroad can also be opened in an international financial services center. Let me explain you in a very simple manner here. So I told you that I am an exporter, right? I am an exporter and I live in India. And what I have done is basically earlier in January 2025, RBI allowed me to open a foreign currency account with a bank outside India. This is a bank outside India. ठीक है? This is a bank outside India. यहाँ पर I can open my foreign currency account. This approval was given to me by the Reserve Bank of India in January 2025. But now RBI says that what you can do, that Devanshu, what you can do as an exporter, right? You want to have this foreign currency account. So in India only we are having a International Financial Services Center. India के अंदर we are having IFSC. So what we will be doing is that we will be considering this IFSC zone outside the India's jurisdiction. That means हम इसको foreign jurisdiction के तौर पर ही consider करेंगे, and you can now open your foreign currency account in this IFSC. So basically now the exporters are being allowed by the RBI that they can open these foreign currency accounts, which they were earlier only required to do it in the bank outside India. But now they can do that in the bank which is there in IFSC. So अब उसको भी उसके equivalent माना जाएगा. So that's what it says, that the foreign currency accounts permitted to be opened outside India or abroad can also be opened in an international financial services center, and this allows IFSCs to be treated at par with the foreign jurisdiction. तो उस IFSC को भी एक foreign jurisdiction के तौर पर consider किया जाएगा as a part of this notification. So this is the clarity that RBI gives with this particular amendment to the regulation. ठीक है? And what it will be doing? It will be facilitating ease of doing business to the Indian exporters. So guys, पहले क्या होता था? Let me tell you here. पहले क्या होता था? That जब हम यहां पर कर रहे थे, जब हमारे फॉरेन करेंसी अकाउंट के अंदर यहां पर हम अपने रियलाइजेशन कर रहे थे एक्सपोर्ट प्रोसीड्स की, सो व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग, जो पैसा यहां पर है दोस्तों, उस एक्सचेंज रेट पर हमें एक पर्टिकुलर एक्सचेंज रेट पर इंडिया के अंदर लाना होता था, राइट। सो अब क्या कर रहे हैं हमने आईएफएससी के अंदर ही अपना बैंक अकाउंट ओपन कर लिया, फॉरेन करेंसी अकाउंट हमने आईएफएससी के अंदर ओपन कर लिया, जिससे क्या हुआ, जो हमारी पेमेंट प्रोसीड्स थे वो अब और ज्यादा स्ट्रीमलाइन हो गई एक्सपोर्टर्स के लिए। Now we are having a simplified process. Now they are not required to go outside the country to have their account in the bank outside India, because they can do that while just going to the IFSC and they can create their foreign currency account with IFSC, right? So this is the permission that RBI has given to the Indian exporters with this particular notification. दोस्तों IFSC क्या है? It is a unified authority for the development and regulation of financial products, financial services and financial institutions. तो financial products, institutions और services की development और regulation के लिए we are having an authority, that is International Financial Services Center. ठीक है जी? So I hope that till now everything is clear to all of you, right? So now my dear friends, let me tell you here that another important thing, the third important amendment that RBI has done with this particular regulation. Now what exactly is that? That's what we are going to understand here. Now the third thing is the revised provisions for exporters foreign currency accounts. Now what exactly are these revised provisions? So under the new provision, a person resident in India being an exporter, that means the person who is living in India, like you and me, but we are not the exporters, right? But I gave you the example where I was selling this pen as an exporter and I'm exporting this pen to a US client. So we will be coming back to that example. So it may open, hold and maintain a foreign currency account with a bank outside India for the following purposes. तो जो हमारा outside India हमने foreign currency account open किया था, वो किन किन purposes के लिए हम use कर सकते हैं? That is the question. The first thing is that for the realization of full export value and advance remittance received for export of goods or services. Let's take an example, my dear friends, that I have done a deal with that US client. ठीक है? So I am an exporter and there is a US client. So I have done a deal with this particular US client that I will be selling this pen to you, right? But after 2 months and I need some advance payments for the same. So what this US client will do, the US client will be sending the payment to my foreign currency account. So this is the advance payment that I have had, right? So I can hold this advance payment in this foreign currency account. So इस purpose के लिए I can use my foreign currency account. Apart from that, what I can do with this foreign currency account, let's take an example. This was the client 1. I have another client 2 of the US client only. I have another client from the United States and I want to import something from that US client. तो मुझे उस US client से कुछ import करना है, right? So basically I need to pay to that US client, right? So I can do that payment from my foreign currency account to this second US client. So this is basically in a nutshell that what I can do from the foreign currency account, right? So these are the two things that I have discussed with you. One thing is I can receive the payment from the foreign client in my foreign currency account. Apart from that, I can pay for importing anything from the another client, right? Now the third thing that I can do is that if I have nothing to import, then I can definitely repatriate the money. What exactly it means? It means that वो जो पैसा इस अकाउंट के अंदर था वो मैं वापस इंडिया के अंदर ला सकता हूं एट अ पर्टिकुलर एक्सचेंज रेट जो भी उस टाइम पर एप्लीकेबल होगा, राइट? बट उसके लिए क्या टाइमलाइन है कि कितने टाइमलाइन के अंदर I can repatriate this money back to India. That is the question and that is something which will be asked to you in the exam. Let me tell you here, the funds in such account may be used by the exporter to pay for imports into India or repatriated into India within the prescribed time limits. तो ये हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया यहाँ पर कि हम इंपोर्ट्स के लिए भी पेमेंट कर सकते हैं और साथ ही साथ उस मनी को वापस इंडिया के अंदर ला सकते हैं, राइट? सो यहाँ पर अब क्वेश्चन आता है कि ये टाइम लिमिट्स क्या है? व्हाट आर दीज टाइम लिमिट्स? सो गाइस देयर आर 2 टाइम लिमिट्स. Why so? Because I told you that earlier RBI allowed the Indian exporters that you can have a foreign currency account outside India, a bank which is outside India, right? And second, now RBI has allowed the exporters that you can have this account, foreign currency account with the IFSCs. तो दोनों के लिए ही हमारी अलग अलग टाइमलाइंस होंगी कि हम IFSC से कब तक रिपैट्रिएट कर सकते हैं मनी और उस फॉरेन करेंसी अकाउंट जो हमारा आउटसाइड जो बैंक आउटसाइड इंडिया है वहां से हम कब तक कर सकते हैं. दिस इज समथिंग दैट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हियर. ओके, सो यू कैन सी हियर दैट फॉर द अकाउंट विद द इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज सेंटर within 3 months we are having the flexibility that within 3 months for accounts maintained with a bank in an international financial services center कि हम वो पैसा repatriate कर सकते हैं within 3 months timeline from the date of the receipt. But अगर ये अकाउंट आपका with the bank outside India है तो what is the timeline? तो अब हमें थोड़ा डर है कि यार क्या हमारा पैसा सेफ रहेगा नहीं रहेगा. तो आरबीआई ने कहा कि इसके लिए अब आपको बाय द एंड ऑफ मंथ यू हैव टू ब्रिंग बैक द मनी. यू कैन सी हियर बाय द एंड ऑफ नेक्स्ट मंथ फॉर ऑल अदर जुरिस्डिक्शंस यू हैव टू ब्रिंग बैक दैट मनी. दैट मींस अगर आईएफएससी के अंदर है तो 3 मंथ्स होगा. अगर आउटसाइड बैंक आउटसाइड इंडिया है तो उसके लिए by the next month. So guys, now the question arises. Now I would like to ask you here a very important question. Please tell me in the chat box, because if you won't be answering me, then again it will be having something like that you are not able to understand this concept here, right? So please quickly tell me that if I am the exporter and I am having the bank account within the IFSC, so what exactly is the timeline that has been given to me by the RBI for repatriating the money from that foreign currency account that I am having in the IFSC? Please give me in the chat box. Please tell me what is the right answer. What will be the right answer to this? The right answer is 3 months. And now please quickly tell me that what exactly is that particular timeline that has been allowed to me by the RBI if I am having the foreign currency account with the bank outside India. Then what is the right answer to this? Quickly tell me in the chat box what is the right answer. The right answer is by next month. By next month from the date of receipt, I have to ensure that I am repatriating that money. I am repatriating that money back to India. Right? This is something that we need to understand here. So इसके अलावा दोस्तों बाकी के जो रियलाइजेशन और रिपेट्रिएशन रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं वो भी एक्सपोर्टर्स को पूरा करना पड़ेगा, राइट, अकॉर्डिंग टू द गिवन रेगुलेशंस. So right now we won't be discussing that because only this amendment were the most important things that we were required to cover. So दोस्तों हमने यहाँ पर 3 changes देखे. सबसे पहली चीज क्या थी? That RBI has introduced the definition of IFSC within these regulations. That was the first amendment. What was the second amendment? The second amendment was basically that now the exporters will be able to have the foreign currency account within the IFSC, right? Now, what was the third amendment? The third amendment was related to the usage of the money that I am having in my foreign currency account, and apart from that, the given time limits for both these scenarios. If I am having the account if I am having the foreign currency account in the IFSC, or I am having the foreign currency account with my bank outside India. So these are the 2 things, and I can see here in the chat box. So Abhija, Ronika, Deepak, everybody has given the right answer to this question, and that really shows that yes, you are able to understand these amendments that are being done by Reserve Bank of India, right? Now guys, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead to the next important news article of the day, the next important RBI notification, that is Foreign Exchange Management, Borrowing and Lending Amendment Regulations 2025. So now this is purely about borrowing and lending. So guys, when it comes to the Foreign Exchange Management regulations related to the borrowing and lending, so basically it tells us that who are the people who can borrow the money or lend money in the foreign currencies. ठीक है, तो जब भी हम अपने फॉरेन एक्सचेंज की बात करते हैं तो उससे रिलेटेड जो भी बोरोइंग और लेंडिंग का काम है वो इस रेगुलेशन के अंडर आता है, इन अ नटशेल, राइट? So the Reserve Bank of India has issued the Foreign Exchange Management, Borrowing and Lending Amendment Regulations 2025. So इस रेगुलेशन के अंदर भी अब आरबीआई ने एक अमेंडमेंट की है. अब वो क्या अमेंडमेंट है ये कवर करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. So यहाँ पर इससे पहले हम कवर करते हैं दोस्तों, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज मैनेजमेंट लेंडिंग रेगुलेशंस 2018 के अंदर रिलीज की गई थी, ठीक है, एंड ये गवर्न करती है दैट हाउ द रेजिडेंट्स एंड द नॉन रेजिडेंट, दैट मींस द पीपल हु आर लिविंग इन इंडिया एंड द पीपल हु आर लिविंग आउटसाइड इंडिया can borrow or lend funds under the Foreign Exchange Management Act. That means जो हमारा Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 है उसके अंडर ये जो भी हमारा ट्रांजैक्शन है between the people who are living in India and outside India, उनके बीच में ये जो लेन देन होगा पैसे का वो किस तरीके से होगा, ये जो बोरोइंग एंड लेंडिंग एक्टिविटी है कैसे होगी. So this is basically been governed by this regulation. And now we have done some modifications, that is some amendments in this particular regulation. what exactly these amendments modify the foreign exchange management regulation 2018 to expand the scope of permissible lending by authorized dealer banks, particularly to facilitate cross-border trade with India's neighboring countries. The amendment regulations shall come into force immediately. ठीक है, सो दोस्तों अब बारी बारी चीजों को समझते हैं. तो हमने देखा कि ये एक्सपेंड करेगा स्कोप ऑफ परमिसिबल लेंडिंग बाय ऑथराइज्ड डीलर्स. हु आर दीज ऑथराइज्ड डीलर बैंक्स? These are those authorized dealer banks which are being permitted by the Reserve Bank of India that they can involve in such kind of transactions. For example, State Bank of India, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, right? So these are the different banks which are the authorized dealer banks जो कि इस फॉरेन एक्सचेंज के अंदर डील कर सकते हैं, जिसको अलाउ किया है आरबीआई ने that yes you can deal in the foreign exchange. So that is why these are authorized dealer banks. अभी authorized dealer banks जितनी उनकी जो भी लेंडिंग एक्टिविटीज है, राइट, उसका स्कोप एक्सपेंड करती है ये मॉडिफिकेशन जो आरबीआई लेकर आया है विद दिस पर्टिकुलर नोटिफिकेशन. ठीक है जी. सो बेसिकली व्हाट इज द मेन रीजन बिहाइंड दैट? टू फैसिलिटेट क्रॉस बॉर्डर ट्रेड. दैट मींस अब सिर्फ ट्रेडिंग के लिए ही ये लेंडिंग एक्टिविटी की जा सकेगी एज पर दिस मॉडिफिकेशन, राइट. सो एज पर दिस मॉडिफिकेशन वी विल बी एबल टू डू दिस विद इंडियाज नेबरिंग कंट्रीज. अब इंडिया की नेबरिंग कंट्रीज कौन कौन से हैं? Like Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, right? So that is what the important catch here about this modification. You can see here that an authorized dealer bank in India is now permitted to lend in Indian rupees. So दोस्तों, you all know that RBI is now giving a lot of focus for the internationalization of the Indian rupee, right? तो Indian currency का internationalization किया जा रहा है, and we are trying to promote Indian rupees, Indian currency in the market. So that's why now we will be lending in Indian rupees to a person resident outside India, provided ये person कहां से होना चाहिए? भूटान, नेपाल और श्रीलंका से, including banks located in these jurisdictions for the purpose of cross-border trade transactions. So guys, सबसे पहले इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्यों किया जा रहा है? क्रॉस बॉर्डर ट्रेड ट्रांजेक्शंस की वजह से इनको कवर करने के लिए किया जा रहा है. सेकेंड थिंग, व्हाट आर द नेम ऑफ द कंट्रीज? इट्स भूटान, नेपाल एंड श्रीलंका. These are the three countries, Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka. अब क्यों किया जा रहा है, कैसे किया जा रहा है, इसको एक एग्जांपल के तरीके से समझते हैं. एक एग्जांपल से समझते हैं गाइस. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल दैट आई एम अ टेक्सटाइल बायर फ्रॉम नेपाल. ठीक है, मैं नेपाल से बिलोंग करता हूं एंड आई एम समवन हु इज रियली इंटरेस्टेड इन द टेक्सटाइल. तो मेरा टेक्सटाइल का काम है एंड आई एम फ्रॉम नेपाल, राइट. एंड नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू इंडिया. I'm coming to India. You know India is having a rich cotton fabric. तो इंडिया के अंदर जो कॉटन फैब्रिक है, I want to purchase this cotton fabric and I want to take it back to the Nepal, right? But for that I need Indian rupees. So what I can do when I was coming to India, I visited the State Bank of India, that is authorized dealer, and I told them that I want some money because I want to purchase this cotton fabric. तो मेरा एम क्या है दोस्तों? It is the cross-border trade transaction, right? And now, from where I am from Nepal. And what I want to do, I want to do some trade. That is, I want to purchase a cotton fabric for my textile company. I will be taking back to this to Nepal, right? So what I can do, now I need Indian rupees in order to purchase, in order to pay the sellers who are selling this cotton fabric. So what I will be doing is, I will be taking a loan from the State Bank of India to do the payment to these sellers, and now I can repay this loan on a later basis. So this is what this RBI notification is allowing me to do, such kind of trade, such kind of cross-border trade transaction with the help of this particular approval and with the help of this particular facility that RBI has provided now. Are you guys getting it? Are you guys able to understand this? Please tell me in the chat box. So basically this amendment allows rupee denominated lending by Indian authorized dealer banks to entities or individuals in Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka to support trade related activities. Like I was doing a trade related activity. I am from Nepal and you can see here that I visited to the authorized dealer bank. They can give me the loan now. I will be taking the loan in Indian currency. I will be paying that to the seller. So this is something. So दोस्तों, जब भी आप RBI notifications को cover करते हैं, just don't do it like we are just required to retain the facts. No. We are required to understand it. अब अगर आप चीजों को अंडरस्टैंड करके चलेंगे तो क्या होगा? You will be able to have this long for a long time in your memory, right? तो हमने इस चीजों को समझ लिया, अब याद करने का कुछ बचा ही नहीं है. बस याद क्या करना है हमें? These three things, क्रॉस बॉर्डर ट्रेड ट्रांजैक्शंस के लिए इस नोटिफिकेशन को लेकर आए हैं, इस अमेंडमेंट को। वो पर्संस कौन सी कंट्री से हो सकते हैं? भूटान, नेपाल, श्रीलंका, जो कि जिनको अलाउ किया गया है दैट दे कैन टेक द लोन, राइट। और किस लिए होगा? ट्रेड ट्रांजैक्शन के लिए होगा। कहां से होगा? ऑथराइज्ड डीलर बैंक से ले सकते हैं। दैट्स इट, दैट्स व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम हियर। सो दिस इज गोइंग टू स्ट्रेंथन द रीजनल ट्रेड लिंकेजेस, seamless payment flow होगा in Indian rupees and promote financial integration with the neighboring economies। तो इससे क्या होगा दोस्तों? हमारी जो neighboring economies हैं उनके साथ हमारा ट्रेड और इंक्रीज होगा। और ट्रांजैक्शन जो होती थी पहले, कि अगर मैं पहले ही नेपाल से पैसे लेके आता, फिर मैं उसको एक्सचेंज कराता फॉरेन एक्सचेंज के अंदर, उसके बाद उसको इंडियन रुपीज में कन्वर्ट कराता, फिर मैं उसको पे करता। अब नाउ व्हाट आई हैव डन, आई हैव जस्ट टेकन अ लोन फ्रॉम द स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, राइट, एंड आई हैव पेड टू द इंडियन सेलर in order to make the payment for the cotton fabric, right? So this is something that we need to understand here, okay? I hope this is clear to everyone. So now quickly tell me in the chat box, what are the name of the three countries which are being the citizens or the companies of which have been permitted by the Reserve Bank of India under this modification of the borrowing and lending under the Foreign Exchange Management Regulations 2018, which has now been amended to 2025. What exactly are the name of these three countries? Quickly tell me here. What are the name of these three countries? These are Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka. Absolutely right. Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka is the right answer. Absolutely. Everybody has given the right answer. ठीक है जी? So I hope this is clear. So Deepak, right now we are not going into the details about the criteria of the loan, right? Till now, this is the notification that RBI has mentioned. So let's stick to that only, right? When in the upcoming timeline, when we will be having the detailed loan criteria for the people who can take the loans under it, we will be discussing that, if that will be the part of the notification, right? Right now, whatever we are having, we are required to do that. And I can see here, so Deepak, Ronika, everybody has given the right answer to this question, guys. Now let's move on to the third question, the third important article of the day, that is Harbinger. Harbinger 2025. Guys, you all know that Harbinger is the global hackathon which is being conducted by the Reserve Bank of India, right? And you can see here now the fourth edition of this global hackathon has been released by the Reserve Bank of India, that is Harbinger 2025. And this year, the theme for this is the Harbinger 2025 Innovation for Transformation. So we want to innovate for transforming the industry, right? So the participants are invited to develop solutions using technology, innovative approaches under the following theme and problem statements. अब दोस्तों ये क्या है? ये तीन statements or the themes which are being considered for this year Harbinger 2025. So basically हम यहाँ पर क्या करते हैं दोस्तों, इस global hackathon के अंदर we invite the people, we invite the innovators, we give them some problem statements and we just tell them to solve it. तो जो भी हमारा सबसे ज्यादा practical solution होगा which we can adopt as an industry standard, right? So basically we will be able to do that in a simple manner. So इसीलिए हम innovation को यहाँ पर promote करते हैं with the help of Harbinger 2025. ठीक है? अब ये तीन statements इस साल की क्या है? These three statements are, first of all, the theme for the entire Harbinger is secure banking powered by identity, integrity and inclusivity. तो हम inclusivity पर focus करते हैं, integrity पर focus करते हैं और identity पर। कैसे करते हैं? अब ये discuss करते हैं। यहां पर पहली प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट दोस्तों आपको क्या दिख रही है? दैट इज टोकनाइज्ड केवाईसी। केवाईसी क्या है? इट इज नो योर कस्टमर। whenever you went to a bank to open your bank account, what exactly banks do? It verifies your identity, right? So this is called know your customer, KYC of the customer. That means what is the name of the person, what is its very details. Now what we want to do, we are aiming for a tokenized KYC. Guys, ये tokenized का मतलब क्या है? This tokenization means basically converting your information into the unique codes, to prevent the privacy of the information, right? How exactly it can be done? For example, you are someone, your name is X and you are having a 12-digit Aadhaar number, right? तो आपका एक आधार नंबर है 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, ठीक है? तो मान लीजिए कि 12 डिजिट का आधार नंबर है, बट अगर आप ये आधार नंबर डायरेक्टली देंगे दोस्तों कहीं पे भी, तो ये लीक हो सकता है एंड इट कैन बी मिसयूज्ड by any organization. So what we are going to do is we are going to create some unique codes for this. Like पहले आपने टोकनाइजेशन ऑफ कार्ड्स के बारे में सुना होगा, राइट? जहां पर हमारी जो कार्ड की डिटेल्स होती है उसको टोकनाइज किया था आरबीआई ने. सिमिलरली अब हमारा जो पैन डिटेल्स है, पैन कार्ड डिटेल्स है, आधार कार्ड डिटेल्स है, तो जब हम केवाईसी कराते टाइम इनको सबमिट करते हैं तो इनका भी टोकनाइजेशन किया जाएगा सो दैट वी कैन प्रिवेंट योर प्राइवेसी. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर हैविंग दिस problem statement in this year Harbinger 2025. I hope you are able to understand it. Now the next thing is offline CBDC, that is e-rupee. Guys, you all know the central bank digital currency in India is called e-rupee, right? So basically what we want to do is offline CBDC. That means guys, right now what happens कि अगर आपको e-rupee के अंदर कोई भी ट्रांजेक्शन करनी है, you need a internet access. अगर आप UPI पेमेंट करते हैं तो विदाउट इंटरनेट एक्सेस आप UPI पेमेंट नहीं कर पाते हैं, राइट? सो हमें क्या करना है कि हम विदाउट इंटरनेट एक्सेस ये ई-रूपी के अंदर ट्रांजैक्शंस कर पाए. सो उसके लिए वी वांट सम गुड इंपॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन, राइट? एंड वी नीड सम इनोवेटिव सॉल्यूशंस एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन द ऑफलाइन ई-रूपी. दैट इज समथिंग दैट वी नीड टू कवर हियर. नाउ अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट द थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इज एनहांसिंग द ट्रस्ट. तो इससे हम अपना जो ट्रस्ट है हमारे कस्टमर्स के अंदर और बेहतर करना चाहते हैं. वी वांट टू बूस्ट द ट्रस्ट, we want to enhance the trust of the customers in the banking sector. That's why we are doing this. So being a part of Harbinger 2025 gives an opportunity to the participants to get mentored by industry experts. तो जो हमारे इंडस्ट्रियल एक्सपर्ट्स हैं तो वो यहाँ पर आपको जो भी लोग पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे यहाँ पर इन सॉल्यूशंस को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए टू दीज प्रॉब्लम्स. सो बेसिकली दे विल बी हैविंग द चांस टू बी मेंटर्ड बाय द इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स. सो गाइस, दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम हियर. दिस वॉज द लास्ट पार्ट. सो यहां पर आपको याद रखना है इस बार की हार्बिंजर 2025 की थीम क्या है. द थीम इज सिक्योर बैंकिंग पावर्ड बाय आइडेंटिटी, इंटीग्रिटी एंड इंक्लूसिविटी, राइट? सिक्योर बैंकिंग पावर्ड बाय आइडेंटिटी, इंटीग्रिटी एंड इंक्लूसिविटी. ठीक है, तो काफी लोगों को लग रहा होगा कि सर ये ऑफलाइन सीबीडीसी कैसे काम कर सकता है. गाइस, देयर आर सो मेनी वेज, लाइक ब्लूटूथ के जरिए या फिर एनएफसी के जरिए. तो वहां पर आपको इंटरनेट कनेक्शन की जरूरत नहीं होती, राइट? कुछ और भी पेमेंट्स है जो हम ऐसे कर पाते हैं, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल आपका क्रेडिट कार्ड को हम टैप करके पेमेंट कर लेते हैं, राइट? बिकॉज इट इज हैविंग एनएफसी इन इट. सो बेसिकली ऐसे ही कुछ सॉल्यूशंस हम चाहते हैं टू एक्टिवेट ऑफलाइन सीबीडीसी. सो ये याद रखिए, 3 प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स क्या हैं: टोकनाइज्ड केवाईसी, ऑफलाइन सीबीडीसी एंड एनहांसिंग ट्रस्ट. दीज आर द 3 स्टेटमेंट दैट वी हैव टू डू. I hope this is clear to all of you, right? So guys, these are all the important part that we were required to do in the today's RBI notifications Finance 360 series session. Now I will be testing you that what you have learned today, whether you are able to execute and apply all this information to solve the MCQs or not, because in your examination there will be MCQs only, right? So ये चीजें आप definitely बता सकते हैं in your descriptive answers also, but right now I want you to test here. ठीक है? So I hope this is clear. So progressing to grow, it's my request to you right now. Please try to focus on the question. I will be answering your query as well. Don't worry about it. Okay. So here is the first question for all of you. With reference to the foreign exchange management, foreign currency accounts by a person resident in India, issued by the Reserve Bank of India, consider the following statements and try to identify the correct statement. So you need to identify the correct statement here. The statement number 1. It introduces a new definition of International Financial Services Center aligned with the International Financial Services Center Authority Act 2019. This is the first statement. Second statement, exporters are now permitted to maintain foreign currency accounts outside India exclusively for the purpose of advance remittance for imports. The third statement, the time limit for repatriation of export proceeds is within 3 months for accounts maintained with the banks in an IFSC. So guys, which of the following statements are correct? Please tell me here. Please try to attempt this question. It is a very easy question, guys. Just we need to understand that what exactly has been mentioned here. I told you that there are only 3 changes which have been done. First thing is IFSC की definition को add किया गया, absolutely right. Second statement, exporters are now permitted to maintain foreign currency accounts. बिल्कुल सही है. Exclusively for the purpose of advance remittance for imports. Is it right or wrong? This is wrong. This is not exclusively for imports, guys. I told you that अगर कोई एक्सपोर्टर है, मेरा यूएस क्लाइंट था, राइट? यूएस क्लाइंट था, तो ये जो यूएस क्लाइंट था, तो इससे पेमेंट रिसीव करने के लिए भी मैं इस फॉरेन करेंसी अकाउंट का यूज कर सकता हूं. और साथ ही साथ अगर मेरा कोई दूसरा क्लाइंट है, सेकंड क्लाइंट है, उसको अगर मुझे उससे कुछ इंपोर्ट करना है तो उसकी पेमेंट के लिए भी मैं इसका यूज कर सकता हूं. सो बेसिकली दैट्स व्हाई द सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट. Third statement is absolutely right. For IFSC, we are having the 3 months timeline, and for the foreign currency account with a bank outside India, we are having this particular timeline by the end of next month. So that's why this is incorrect. Right answer is option C, that is 1 and 3. Option C, 1 and 3 is the right answer. So it was a good try by all the people here. But here guys, let me tell you the right answer is option C, because you can see here exporters are allowed to hold foreign currency accounts abroad for realization of full export value and advance remittance received for export of goods or services. So that's why the statement is incorrect here. Moving to the next question, again a very easy question. So RBI ने launch किया 4th global hackathon Harbinger 2025 innovation for transformation, and you have to identify which of the following are the problem statements identified under this initiative. So we discussed here that there are 3 initiatives, there are 3 problem statements. One was tokenized KYC, so this is there. Second one was offline CBDC, this is also right. Third thing is enhancing trust, so this is also right. So what is the right answer? It's option D, that is all of the above. Absolutely, I can see in the chat box many people have given me the right answer to this question. Option D is the right answer. So dosto, that was the second question, and now I am having one homework question for all of you. So what you can do, just again revise the session, revise the key important details of the session, and then come back to this question and try to answer this question here, which is on the another important notification that we have covered, that is the Foreign Exchange Management Borrowing and Lending Regulation 2025 issued by RBI. Consider the following statements and try to identify the correct statement. ठीक है, तो यहां पर करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट आपको आइडेंटिफाई करनी है. प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू आर गिविंग द राइट आंसर हियर. ओके, तो आपके लिए क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट करना बहुत जरूरी है, चाहे आप क्वेश्चन का आंसर करेक्टली आंसर कर रहे हैं या इनकरेक्टली, बट हमें अटेम्प्ट करना बहुत जरूरी है. ठीक है, सो गाइस दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम द टुडेज सेशन, एंड इफ यू वांट द पीडीएफ ऑफ द सेशन फॉर द रिवीजन, व्हाट यू कैन डू, you can just join our Telegram channel. You can join the Telegram channel by clicking on the link given in the description, and definitely you can download the PDF of the session. But let me tell you that the PDF will be available only within 24 hours, right? But till that time, you can watch the session again to cover the key important aspects of the session, right? So that was all from the today's session, my dear friends. And I hope that you have liked the session. I know that you guys are really missing Kritika ma'am. And let me tell you here that due to some professional commitments, right now she's unable to take the Finance 360 series session. Very soon she will be back and she will be conducting these sessions. But till that time, I will be taking your Finance 360 series session once a week, so that we can continue this series and we can also cover the most important RBI notifications till the time ma'am comes for the sessions, right? I hope this is clear. So Deepak is asking कि sir result कब तक आएगा? So Deepak, we are expecting the result to be out very soon. It's more than 2 weeks that the exam has already taken place, right? We are into the 3rd week, and definitely the result is expected very soon. So make sure that you are really in the groove of your preparation, right? So कोई भी result का wait नहीं करेगा दोस्तों. We have to ensure that we are without waiting for the result. We are not wasting any time, and we are just making sure that, as this is really the golden period for all of you, once in a lifetime kind of period, so make sure that you are getting the most out of it, right? So let's not wait for the result, and let's just focus on our preparation only. So guys, that was all from the today's session. If you are having any queries, you can feel free to mention your queries at hello@edutap.co.in. You can call us at 8146207241. And guys, apart from that, we have just tried our best that we can make the things to explain you in a beautiful manner for these RBI notifications, right? So honestly, again, Kritika ma'am is really a pro in this, right? I'm just a newbie here, but I hope that I am really able to make you understand all the key important details about the RBI notifications that we have discussed today, which are important to be covered from exam point of view. Now I will be meeting you in the next session that is there at 5 p.m. of the CT 360 series session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.